as well to all our tubers. Thank you so much. Let us know if you're hearing me loud and clear. Lester Tom is here, and Neil, and Charles, and Lynn Gill. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. My face is shining a little more than usual. We've been hard at work here in the National Assembly, folks, scrutinizing the estimates for the 2025 budget, ensuring as far as we can, you try so much, but then you got these slippery eels you got to deal with. A lot of slippery characters in this government we got to deal with. So as far as much as possible, Rishi and Brennan and Jolly and I see Melinda and Godfrey and Asher, as far as possible, we try to scrutinize, but there's only so much you can do, folks. But that's what we're here for, and we're going to keep challenging them on so many issues across the divide. And Maureen is here. I think I'm going to have Maureen come on and say hello. I think. No. Maureen look at me and say, like, what the hell? Folks, a very good evening to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're happy that we do have the bell ringing out of control tonight. I think and I hope happy to have each and every one of you here with us. We're going to pull it back one time for you. But good to have all of you on the live with us. As I said, we do have a couple MPs at the back here and future MPs and such and so forth. But good to have you guys on with us this evening. Thank you so very much. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And lots of smiles. People know now they're in the ring. MP Cox and Philadelphia Johnson and Critchlow Prasad know that they're live, folks. And so get a lot of smiles out of them. But folks, thank you guys for being here another evening. We got a couple of things we're going to share with you guys. A lot of stuff happening overseas. I'm receiving a lot of messages that suggest people who've lived overseas in the US of A, they have never seen some of the streets in Brooklyn and Queens and so on, never see the subway so clear. This is every day is like a national holiday. I mean, you all are living there. You all tell us what's happening, right? You all tell us, Wayne and Penelope and so on. It's now one people you go and hold the storefront meetings, right? Brenda and Arita, if all the people up and up, Arita, Ingrid, Cheryl, and all the other folks joining us. Good to have you all on the live this evening. I see Gail Alicock is here with us as well. You all have been seeing that too, Alexis. Lots of streets that are usually jam-packed. It's not so. It's just not so anymore. But we're happy that you folks are here with us. We're trying to share the live too and smash that emoji button. We've been trying to put out some of the information that we've been gathering here at the National Assembly without giving you guys, like, inundating you folks with what's happening. I'm tempted to flip the camera around and show you guys what's behind me. All right, I'm so tempted. But we've been trying to put out as much as we can. And folks, in large measure, we're going to keep on doing that. So as we prep to go, folks, won't you share the live for us? Smash that emoji button as well. Wherever you're joining us from, so that others get the valid, credible information. We're so grateful and thankful for all of you. We're out here, perhaps pushing just past 4 years now. You all believe that? When we started, I didn't know I'd be out here on a night like this watching MP Cox. Hard at work here. I didn't know, right? But the more you look, the less you see. That's what they say. The more you look, the less you see. But good to have all of y'all. MP Cox look like I call his names so often. So let me call you all names: Diane, Minerva, Ingrid, and Linden, Rosanna, Deborah, Sheena. Good to have each and every one of you guys on the live. How y'all like my tie tonight? How y'all like my tie tonight? Shireen and Latoya, Eva. Right? I see Eva there. Yeah, Vesta. I should be wearing my glasses. I'm kind of straining here. But it is what it is, folks. Thanks for joining us, each and every one of you, folks. We're fired up and we're ready to go. Y'all know the period we're in. Let me get a little space now. As Randy showed me how to do it. Right? Let me get a little space. Y'all know the period we're in. Y'all know it. Y'all know Randy likes to unpack, right? Randy extra. Randy would say, y'all know the periodization. You know, some people extra for no reason, like Melly Mel. You got Odessa Primus. Extra for no reason at all. That's Randy. He's the contemporary. In this periodization, Natasha Singh says she loves a tie. Yeah. I ain't letting your husband know. Don't really ask for it. We're in the election season, and so much is happening, so much antics. So many antics you're seeing. You know, look, I won't vex with nobody. If you like the PPP, go to the PPP, God damn it. You have to convince yourself every day on social media. Like if you're talking to yourself, the people say nice people, you know, it's nice people. AG, you're doing a nice work, you're doing a nice work, AG. You want to go, just go. But the same token, you know, you see me, you like my tie, you like what I stand for. We got a lot of space on this side. Ronald Cox is ready to take one for the team. Open, he's ready. You know, come, don't chinks, come false. Savage Tish, Eva, I'm making sense. So the elections are upon us, and everything this year, folks, is based on this. Don't let them boys tell you, no, we're just governing. It's not about that. We're not just giving out these black tanks because the election. We would have done it. All these roads we're doing in Region 6, we would have done them. Right? You ain't busting we back. No, you might bust James back, you might bust Ruel back, you ain't busting we back. God damn it. You're not doing it. You might bust Gita back, you're not busting our backs. Asha. Because we big, God damn it, and we got sense. Some people big and it's dotish still, you know. Some people born crazy and stay crazy the whole life. I'm happy Randy grew out of it. Ronald grew out of it. MP Ronald Cox, he grew out of it. Right? I still got a little tinge. a little shade. You know? But some people stay mad the whole life. The whole life they stay mad. Right? Lest I know you out of it too, Marlon, Rishi, and Doreen. We big and we got sense. You see these people doing all this foolishness. And you say, oh, your friend's a nice man. If you got some demons back in he's not demon too. Demons is back Christ? No. You're a demon yourself. That's why you, look, just go. You want to just go, spares the torment. There I said it. You know, there I said it. I too old now for just keeping a lot of things pent up and dying. I can die, but no, not because y'all stress me out. Just go. God damn it. In peace. Go. So everything, folks, elections are upon us. I hope you're all good and well. And of course, this is the period we're in. That's why we're not in studio tonight. We're on the sidelines of the budget. You know, as I said, we got the unpacked man, Randolph Critchlow, behind us. And Randolph is unpacking a lot of things. Right? He unpacking a lot of things, like 15 suitcases. That's his budget here, the nonsense they're talking. He got to try to make sense of all of it. Old shot, old pants, all kinds of worries in these 15 suitcases. Have to use clothes. You got to try not to make sense out of nonsense. That's what we got here. So, budget 2024, 2025 is upon us. And them boys in the trillions now. But before we touch on that, let's touch on some things that are happening over. I want shines you a little bit. You know, at the first sign of little hard times, some people is scatter. I ain't calling James, I ain't calling Gita. Some people is just, they take off. I might think them, I ain't calling the names though. I might think, first sign, they scatter. But don't come around the Colombian president funny. Right? Don't come around the Colombian president. Don't come around Justin Trudeau. You know what happened today? Look, when you stand up to some bullies, they back down, you know. You stand up to Big Head, Mayor of Rob Street, the corner shop show, they back down. And that's what we're seeing here. Justin said, oh, you play, man. Tariff for tariff. Tariff for tariff. And Randy, was that figure of that big contract Elon Musk had for the Starlink in Canada? Canada canceled the whole contract. 300 million. I hear Elon call Trump right to me. Say, hold on. You see, when you hit them in the pocket, Elon Musk called Trump right to me. Say, hold on. And then the stock markets as well start doing a little dance. Trump said, oh, shucks. You see, when them people are making the money they expect to make, you can see policy change like that. All this madness. It's like a stelazine. It's not the pill for it's give people who it's like a stelazine. The elevator meeting it up. Fluoride, we can put you in place. We can. You know, when you're young, sometimes you're going down a certain road. Oh, they carry you to prayer meeting. They carry you all over the place. You ain't getting. Your mother get frustrated, hit you one box of what ups? You say, yes, mom, yeah. That's the box you get. When the market start dancing, so stock starts sliding because of this, the trade war now, imminent. Canada respond. Colombia say, flap you, I ain't gonna go to the States. I don't need the States. We got a beautiful country. Trump say, hold on. We can put this tariff on Canada. We can put a moratorium on it. Are they really serious for truth? We can put a month moratorium. You play crazy. The thing is, you got to stand up. If Justin just roll over and say, yes, Trump. Trump is my friend. He always remembered me. He always remembered Trump is my friend. Justin said, flap you. More fire, slow fire. More fire, slow fire. That's what we got to do sometime, folks. Columbia said, we don't need you. We can do bad all by ourselves. We don't need you. How much are y'all strong like that, Deborah? Marville, Magnell, Latoya, Gail. Bridges and fight back. Punch him in the throat. You know, punch him in the throat. Some other places too, but might be too cautious to say it here. So that's what's happening internationally. Randy can give you the rest later. Randy can tell, folks, matters closer to home. This is one that really touched me. We all know this young lady, Rukoya Boya. She was a double title holder. I think she was Miss World at the same time she was, what's the other one? Randy? Miss Universe. All at the same time. Natural beauty. Right? All of us fall in tough times. Look, all of us. Look, Ronald is the only man in this country. MP Ronald Cox. He's the only man in this country. Rain or shine, Ronald solid. Everybody ain't got it like that. If I bust this shot now, you always see collarbone. You can drink soup inside. Right? That's what this shirt and tie really and truly hiding. Things tough and tight. And we don't always get it together. Let me tell you something. The difference with me and a lot of people on the street and the bridges and so on is the man upstairs. That's the difference, you know. Now, this young lady, if you remember in the past, she went missing in the US of A, and then she is now back home. Don't know, what happened there. And I've been told that she's been wandering the streets. I saw this on a page belonging to one, what's the man's name, Randy? Randy got to work now as a thing. I want to get it right. Let me just get it right. The name of the page that we saw her on, Michael James. And Michael says that she's been in Linden and she, could do harm to others. And more importantly, or equally important, she might do harm to herself. And she needs help. Sometimes only shame. Right? When I start talking back to myself, I turn off the camera. Before you all see. Sometimes it's only shame, Let's keep us really telling people where we are in this life. But this young lady, she has fallen on some rough times and she needs some help. They tell us that she is in the mining town. That's my born town. And that story is on Michael James' page. He said she's been there and seen wandering the streets and so. Let's get our sister some help. The authorities, all you know, I in the house today, Gail talking about in the ring, Mansour talking about in the ring, all them in the ring. Shucks, we not inviting y'all. Once and for all. You're going to see and go corner shop show on Thursday. Now that we settled that. This young lady, Vindhya, this young lady needs some help. And there's help that can be provided by the state. We got enough capacity that can be provided. Y'all let us give her some help. Please and thank you. Let us give her some help. Right? Pretty young. I don't know if requires 30s yet. I don't know, but young, whole life ahead of her. But she needs some help. Those folks who can, you know somebody in the system. Right? Who can help? Please, you might got an auntie working someplace in the system, got jack your ears, got earphone. Gita, you tell them, I'm begging you. One of them. Right? She needs help. Help. So that's some of what I wanted to get this out of the way early. And you know, listen, you're a person of faith. Say a prayer for her too. Right? I hope you remember her. Right? Say a prayer for her too. When I read that story, my heart broke like 1,000 times. Right? My heart broke 1,000 times. And I see Sparkle Gonzalez put a definitive spin on all the one coming in. Is the one coming in the ring? They know they're going NCM. Nobody watching them. Right? 3 NCM staff in a control room and the general manager. Suban. 4 people. Nobody watch NCM. So everybody want to come here. I think Gail even asked me when she's going to get an invitation. I got to look back for this, what folks said. When she get an invitation. They control everything else. They want to come and control here now. They're fighting down the people in Linden. Privately owned station. They don't want to merge it with DPI because they want to crash them too. Nobody don't watch DPI. Why you want to do that to them? All right. So we're watching events there. This young lady now has a special plea. Sophia Dolphin, fantastic young lady, is all on the up and up. Sophia left her purse on the seawall on I think over the weekend. You find the purse is not your own. She said, oh, she's not expecting to get the money back. She know who she's dealing with. She's not expecting getting money back. But she has some very important items in her purse belonging to her kids, her documentation. Folks, you know what it is to get to go through the thing to get back your passport, your bank card, your this or your that. And so forth. I misplaced my bank card the other day. I went into the bank to get it. I was the only person in the bank. I spent a good little time. I mean, that's an extraordinary amount of time. But I was surprised I was the only person there. Right? I was the only person down there. The girl said, next. I look around. I said, like, she's seen. It's only me and you. It was early morning. I went since 6 o'clock. You know, she said, next. I said, well, it's just me. Right? But I still had a little wait. I know how frustrating it is. You know it is to go to get back your ID card. Right? You got to go GECOM. You got to see Claudette. You got to see Go Cool Budu. You got to see, who's the other one there? Vishnu. That's frustrating by itself. So she says she's not expecting. You got to see Gunraj and Bootsraj and all them. That's frustrating by itself. She's not expecting to get back the cash. She's just gone to the bank, withdrew some money and so on. But if the cash is in there, my God, miracle on 5th Street. She won back the documents. Sophia Dolphin. Inbox me if you got it. You know somebody found a purse on the seawall. She's a great young lady. Great, effervescent, bubbly person. You know? But this thing has really affected her. And she admits she was a little careless. She went on the seawalls, got distracted, left the purse down there. You all help her out. I beg of you, you know, the thousands of you who are watching, thank you guys so much. I know y'all can help her out. She said she just won back the document. Inbox me if you got it. I'll get it to her somewhere or the other. That's one of the things we're following, folks. And as I said, this is the period we're in. This is the period We're in budget 2025. You know, I met some folks over the weekend. They said, opposition, y'all win the thing. Y'all have the most cogent, coherent, thoughtful argumentation. Right? People, they get arrogant and complacent. They just come and talk. They just come and abuse down. Everything started. This whole country was brought in 2020. They had a 23-year record. In 2020, who got the rig, the this, the that? So really? You know? That's all they care about. So I want to thank all of those of you who've been watching and you've been tuning in. You all tell us when we're a little off and so on, Gita and so on. When we're a little off and so forth. But for the most part, you all say Ronald talk nice and what's that, right? This is the period we're in, folks. Where it's not $1 billion economy anymore, it's trillions. Everything is trillions. You all heard MP Walter Lawrence talk about the wastage. How many millions of dollars, billions of dollars in wastage? I personally feel them boys hauling out the drugs from the public sector, you know, and giving their friends and so on, all these hospitals, building and opening funeral home and so on. Now them men can take care of you from cradle to the grave. You're born in their hospital, you're dead in their funeral parlor. That's it. Everything in between. I never seen that like this in my life. But this is what we're dealing with. And I know those of you who watched your morning program, you all saw this. But my God, the billions and the billions and the billions, you know, of expired drugs, right? Billions and billions. Take a look, folks. Take a listen. Comrade Walter Lawrence, Member of Parliament, Anti-V, Comrade V.
In an interview in August 2020 on the program group Span 24/7 with hosts Dr. Asquith Rose and Charles Sugrim, the Honorable Dr. Anthony said that, and I quote, the ministry inherited approximately 1.6 million expired items valued $742 million, and an additional $200 million in items was projected to expire in December 2020. End of quote. When I was asked for a comment on Honorable Anthony's statement by Dr. Rose, I said, and I quote, time will tell. End of quote. Well, Mr. Speaker, time has spoken. So let's look at the wastage. The Auditor General said that for the period January 2022 to June 2024, just 2.5 years, Guyana threw away some $5.974 billion in expired drugs. In 4 months, sir, between January to April 2022, $413.3 million were thrown away. For the year 2023, $1,306,000 were thrown away. From January to June, 6 months in 2024, that's last year, my boy uppy game to $1.923 billion, 6 months. And sir, at June, that's very June, they had on hand for disposal $2.332 billion. Mr. Speaker, when we add overpayments and disposable drugs, some $9.413 billion wasted, gone to friends, families, and favorites, while 48% of Guyanese in our midst are not even allowed to dream. Mind you, sir, this amount of $9.413 billion only represents 2 areas of the entire budget. I'm calling for investments in drugs and medical supplies to be quantified and managed correctly. It is my hope, sir, that we will see some expedient action in the area of digitalizing the health sector systems, which we heard of since 2023. In the interim, however, sir, the Honorable Minister Anthony may want to use artificial intelligence, AI, like the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, and endorsed by the World Health Organization, WHO, which can provide data faster and more accurately, but do something to stop this leakage.
You all know one of the things that I heard, welcome back, folks. One of the things I heard former Finance Minister Winston Jordan talked about is the contradictions of Budget 2025. The sheer contradictions of Budget 2025. For instance, you hear about all of that wastage, 6 billion in wastage, and then when you add on what has been advanced and overpayments, 9 billion. It's not 9 million, you know. This thing is criminal now. Guyanese at home and abroad. It is criminal. It is criminal. And this is the contradiction. This is the contradiction. Reverend Vincent George just came to the door, Member of Parliament. This is the contradiction, that while you have all that wastage of that billions, you got children that malnourished. As a matter of fact, malnutrition has doubled. Malnutrition has doubled. Shadow Finance Minister Julia Finance laid it out for us. Take a look.
Member of Parliament Sharetta Finance, in her budget critique in the National Assembly, has noted that the national poverty rate is increasing with each growing budget.
When I was a child, our budget was $3.4 billion with a poverty rate of 43.2%. Today, despite oil wealth flooding our treasury and a massive budget of $1.382 trillion, our poverty rate is 48%.
She said that the PPP spending on the oil wealth is leaving people poorer.
By the end of 2025, the PPP will have spent $4.7 trillion, over $22 million per household. Yet, walk through any community in Guyana, speak to any family and ask them, are you $22 million better off?
She said that the reality is glaring in the marketplace, in the homes, and on the streets.
This administration has mastered the art of grand announcement and hollow promises. It trumpets billions in spendings while our people queue for basic health care and handouts. It celebrates GDP growth while our children's education crumbles. It boasts of development while our elderly chooses between medicine and food.
Ms. Finance said that inflation is rampant.
Inflation numbers are used to estimate how much purchasing power a dollar has over time. Inflation numbers are used to adjust wages and pensions to account for changes in the cost of living. According to the Bureau of Statistics, data from the Urban Consumer Price Index shows that from 2019 to 2024, inflation went up by 20%. And worse, from 2019 to 2024, food inflation went up by 44.8%.
She said that inflation has eroded the dollar, but the government has failed to take inflation into consideration when adjusting wages and salaries.
Mr. Speaker, in 2002, when the IRI report was published, it documented that 57% of Guyanese either had enough to merely survive or had trouble feeding themselves and family. The PPP ran out and criticized this report, you would remember, but yet in this very budget report presented to the National Assembly by Honorable Ashley Singh, the malnourishment rate has gone up.
Despite vast expenditures on education and on healthcare, the situation is worsening.
With a budget of $52.2 billion for education, the corresponding matriculation rate was 49%, sir. Yeah. Fast forward to 2023, under the PPP, Mr. Speaker, with a budget of $94.4 billion for the education sector, the corresponding matriculation rate was 26%. Mr. Speaker, last year's education budget was $100.5 billion, and the PPP administration has set a target of 28% for matriculation rate. Go to volume 2 of 2025 budget estimate.
Welcome back. You know, as my colleague Amanzo Walton Desir says, these guys got the unmitigated gall. Billions are wasting. Malnutrition, double. Eva, Marlon, McGarrell, Waveney. And I wish all of y'all get a copy of the budget presentation. Read it for yourself. You know, you make sense of the numbers. You make sense of those numbers. You make sense of it. Make it make sense. Billions, 9 billion, just in health, you know, just in drugs. Expired drugs, overpayments, 9 billion. And kids hungry. My God, folks. I said, here's where we are. Let's touch on a couple of things. Because there's something else we saw recently. You know, in the manifesto of the PPP, they like to talk about their manifesto and them accomplishing all of their manifesto promises. But in their manifesto, thanks to the 1,500 of you watching us on our YouTube channel and the 1,000+ of you watching us on Facebook, because you all fast. Let me admit it and just move. Admit it. We fast. But this is what we got happening. In the manifesto, they said, we're going to renegotiate. Now, he wrong with we. You don't see the slash. We said renegotiate or. They said we did not know about contracts. This contract was lopsided. Like Trump, they're going to show us the art of the deal. Jack just said every time we got a new oil find, he weeps at the monies we're losing. And them boys didn't change a word. Them boys didn't change a dot. As a matter of fact, they're fighting us. When you carry ExxonMobil to court, they're fighting you. Your own government guy is fighting. And yesterday, I think it was, on Friday rather, we saw doubling down by the minister. He's supposed to be the Minister of Natural Resources, but it's really Jack the whole in the portfolio. He doubling down. He said, we're not renegotiating. And in the same breath, the people of contradictions, he said, we have fulfilled all of our manifesto promises. We give you extras now. But the contract has not been renegotiated. It has not. The man Vikram Bhatt, he's the man who didn't know that one of his staff had gone and negotiated with Exxon for some audit monies to be less than what it's supposed to be. That Guyana should be recovering. He didn't know. He knows a lot of things. He know he's the shadow minister and he was the minister. Listen to some of what he said in the National Assembly quite recently, and this same issue, as I said, on the renegotiation of the 2016 production sharing agreement, or in his case, the non-renegotiation of it. Take a look and take a listen.
In the new PSA, and even the Honorable Sherwin Holder, when he spoke, Mr. Speaker, and when the Honorable Opposition Leader spoke too, they made commitments to reviewing the Stabroek PSA. I didn't hear from either gentleman that they will renegotiate, but I heard the word review. We have made it clear that we are not going to renegotiate the Stabroek contract. We have made it very clear that we are not going to renegotiate the Stabroek contract but we are going to develop a model PSA to bring additional benefits for any other PSA that will be signed with any other company, including ExxonMobil. And if you look at our manifesto, indeed you would see renegotiation / better contract administration. You cannot read part of it and leave the other part. It says / better contract administration. So, Mr. Speaker, one of the fiscal terms that has already been changed in new PSA that the honorable member asks of is, instead of 0% tax in the Stabrook PSA, any future PSA moving forward will have 10% tax. Mr. Speaker, instead of 2% royalty in the Stabrook PSA, we will now have 10% royalty in any future PSAs. Mr. Speaker, instead of 75% cost recovery in the Stabrook block, we will then have a 65% cost recovery. And what does that mean, Mr. Speaker? It simply means more money up front for Guyana while we are still paying off the cost bank or the capital investment by the companies investing. In the Stabrook block, the agreement is 75% cost recovery. So it simply means that 75% of the oil or the revenue goes towards repaying the cost bank. And out of the 25%, Guyana gets 50% of the share of that. And that is where you get a 12.5% share of oil that Guyana enjoys. Mr. Speaker, we have kept the 50-50 profit and loss that is in the Stabrook PSA. We have kept that in the other PSA. We have ensured that work programs are adhered to, and that if the work program is not adhered to, there is a penalty whereby the operator, the companies, must pay at least half of the amount of money that was allocated towards that work program. So we have made that promise, and we have delivered on that promise, whereby now we have 2 model PSAs, and I say 2 model PSAs because one is for deep water, which has different conditions with regards to work program, and then there is a shallow water PSA, which have different conditions with regards to work program. But the fiscal regime remains the same for the new PSA as I just highlighted. Mr. Speaker, with regards to the...
All right, folks, welcome back. You heard it there. You heard it there. Him articulating. See, now this one, we this Stabrook block, we're not changing the Stabrook block here, right? The things that come after, you see, we can make the rest better, but this one here that we castigated and we chastised and we beat up the Apnu AFCN, right? That had Jack Joe weeping every night in that house by himself, weeping. We ain't changing this one again. Sorry. We didn't make a mistake because Jaggi often says, we never said anything but renegotiation. Now here's the Minister of Natural Resources saying to us, yes, we got renegotiation in the contract, but you got to slash better contract terms, right? Next thing he tell you, look, you already read it right. They got another slash, half chicken fried rice, another slash, a large Coke, another slash, full package by the hotel. You got to jump through the window. They're trying to make me something. Guyanese everywhere. Is your back they're trying to bust, you know? Is Randy back they're trying to bust? Is me back? Is Ronald back? Is bus they're trying to bust me back? They ain't want Todd back be the only back getting bus. They think we's Paco as well. They think we's Paco. But if we can be any little fish, as my brother German for Gary said today, I can be piranha. By the neck, by the foot. You know? You don't have to bite every. We can bite it. Look. You're lucky my wife went to church Sunday. You're lucky, eh? But it's the temerity, it's the gumption, it's the unmitigated gall of the people. We gotta watch them. If you can't trust these people, oh Jesus Lord, talking about trust. Y'all, some of y'all favorite person. Talk about trust. Talk about love. Talk about trust. You're talking about forever, baby, when you're talking about us. Randy, you know that song. Randy too young. He's watching me right now. He too young. He too young to know the mastery of Michael Bolton. Claudette, now they're happy. We're hearing the bust out in champagne and caviar over there at the Elections Commission. $7.3 billion for GECOM. Right? A huge chunk of this is to ensure Claudette gets $2 million plus a month. 2.7. Right? Ain't any money runners come alive. You hear that in the background? 2.7 million a month. For doing what? Had she come? Huh? For the circus they have going on there? Waveney more 2.7. Humble Savage says she's a leprechaun. Sadie, Rochelle, 2.7 million a month. 2.7 million a month. For what? For what? For what? Class is a girl, she thinks 2 point every month. In this 7.3 billion. They say they're gonna train 19,000 staff, right? That's to distract you. You know, it's like when them foreign companies come and they say we can hire 100 locals, and they say yes, jobs coming. And then 1 year later, the call center in Linden, they change hands and the downsize from 100 they gone to 25 now. From 100 they gone for 25. The numbers I meant to speak to you. Oh, the training 19,000 staff, and you say, oh yes, this 7.3 billion. You think it's enough? You know 70,000 a month they carrying home, and all the rest. Especially getting big salary here, you know. How much is Vishnu's salary, Rana? Over $1 million a month. He getting paid more than a minister. Claudia getting paid higher than the AG, higher than the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister don't carry home $2 million a month. Right? You all hear Rana telling us here? Rana said Claudia carrying home 200,000 less than their fund. 200,000 less than their fund. When you're on the air fund, save up a lot of money, so he really need all this thing. You know, he save up a lot of money, buy the big land there at Lenore, they build the mansion with the pool house. The pool house got the size of the Marriott. 200,000 less than their fund. Huh? That's real cheddar, folks. That is real cheddar. They said Claudette backflipping there. You remember the Spanish girl swinging at the Diamond Jubilee from the ceiling? They said, check out GECOM. You pass GECOM now, you see some light flicking. Big party in there, big sporting up. Randy see you can pass by afterwards. Big sporting up. Right? What's after Diamond Jubilee? What's the next thing? Right? Diamond Gold Jubilee. Big partying over there. 7.3 billion. Oh God, I can whale into them. Every nook and cranny of GECOM's work. I can scrutinize. I can make sure we got $7.3 billion worth. This is what it's about. Don't come wrong, we funny. What do you think we out here for? We're going to scrutinize them with emphasis on scrutinize them well and proper. So that's one of the things we're following, folks. That is one of the things we're following. And you know, even in this regard, you got a lot of trouble, you know. We got a lot of trouble in this regard. Folks, we got to stay vigilant. As I said, this is the period we got to stay vigilant. You know, the lines for change had a meeting with them. And the folks reported, this is a circus. This is a circus. Now we're given 7.3 billion. 7.3. Take a look at some of the Alliance for Change said recently on this issue.
The Guyana Elections Commission has said that it never conducted a review of the 2020 elections. Those elections contained a number of irregularities. Leader of the Alliance to Change, Nigel Hughes, said that yesterday's meeting with GECOM was revealing.
GECOM admitted that it had conducted no review of the 2020 elections. Absolutely none. It had not conducted any review of its operations. It had not conducted any review of the third-party suppliers to them. It had not conducted any review in the way in which they internally manage the 2020 election.
The body also didn't accept any of the recommendations that came from the observers. The AFC also said that the revelations on the Asha Kissoon issue were frightening. Kissoon is illegally seated in the National Assembly.
The chairman of the commission said that she had convened a meeting specifically to address the Asha Kissoon issue, and she got no mandate from her commissioners to take any action, whether speak to the Speaker of the National Assembly or take any action in relation to Asha Kissoon. She was interrupted by several of her commissioners, one of whom completely contradicted that position she took and said, yes, there was a meeting and that there were several meetings and that they did arrive at a position in relation to Asha Kissoon.
One commissioner, according to Hughes, refused the chairperson's contention.
Another commissioner said that there was fraud committed, well, I should say lack of due diligence on the part of the chief executive officer of GECOM.
The CEO had failed to check the documents submitted on behalf of Kissoon's entry into the National Assembly.
And that failure by the chief executive officer to act was so significant and of such a grave nature that he asked the commission to consider whether or not that the CEO should remain in his position given the negligence, and that's perhaps a gentle term, of the CEO in checking.
There appeared to be no minutes of the meetings at which this issue was ventilated. Despite the failings of the chief elections officer, the chairperson unilaterally renewed his contract.
We asked if this was a decision of the commission. She said no, this was a decision she took personally. She was immediately challenged by a commissioner who said this matter was on the agenda and up to Tuesday of this week, and that the commission was supposed to meet and discuss the extension of the contract for the entering into a new contract with the CEO for another 3 years. That commissioner was particularly upset to hear for the first time that the chair had taken it upon herself to extend the CEO's contract.
All right, welcome back, folks. And now some of what's happening on that side. I feel like GECOM on life support. I feel like GECOM on life support. Folks, there were several revelations in the House today. You know, this is a period, as we said, we're scrutinizing the estimates and expenditures, most of the estimates. We're scrutinizing how the government proposes to spend this $1.4 trillion, scrutinizing it. And we learned today that the Ethnic Relations Commission, there's supposed to be Ethnic Relations Tribunal. It's yet to be constituted, much like the board of the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission, yet to be constituted, much like the Petroleum Commission, yet to be constituted. Folks, y'all think this country easy? 4+ years in, the Tribunal for the Ethnic Relations Commission, supposed to be in place, nothing doing, but they're coming for more money to do the same things year after year after year. You ain't got some this government is mixed with little kleptocracy. It's not a hybrid. And because the Guyana Lands and Surveys does not have a board, under the last administration, we devolved. We what's the term? Give. That's not the legal term. Delegated authority to the CEO of Gather Lands and Surveys. You look at the applications that come in, and you'll see who need lands and so on. And the power, the President David Arthur Granger empowered him to issue leases and so on for land and such and so forth and so forth. Empower that entity with a board. Not so now. So because the lands controlled by that entity, Gather Lands and Surveys Commission, state lands, the president, really and truly, is the minister of lands because the state lands, he's the head of state. So Irfan alone, in his own deliberate judgment or lack thereof, he's issuing leases and converting leases into titles, hundreds, thousands of acres. That was one of the startling revelations. And that is why when you drive along the Linden-Soesdijk Highway, you see all of those trees, evergreen, gone, missing, disappeared, because lands are being given up. Friends, family, and favorites. And Jagji will tell you, Big Head will tell you, Corner Shop show hosts on Thursdays will tell you, we're not afraid. We're not afraid of them. We're ready, landslide. But watch their actions. Because I don't know if you remember the final days and throes of the PP in power in 2025 and 2015. The final days, like now. It's a door, spectrums given out. It's a door, radio license given out. Huh? Lands, if you all remember the closing phases, 2015. Big Head, Corner Shop show host, he was granted hundreds of acres of land after the same man now, who issuing solely leases for state land, titles for state lands. Folks, Ganon giveaway. Who got money, got bargain? Who got influence? Who got contacts? Got bargain. So there's some of what is happening, folks. And we just wanted to give you guys a sense of that. As Laurie Alexander, on whose shoulder lots of us out here stand. Nothing irregular. Nothing irregular in this country. Nothing irregular. So this is one of the things we're watching. Moving on quickly. I saw over the weekend, Ashni Singh, the Minister of Finance, the Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance. And he's shielding himself, from the skullduggery and the prosecution that is to come. He wanted to hand him bangles, so he didn't take substantive finance minister. So you can say now, is Irfan, make it do it, because Irfan really and truly is finance minister. He is minister within the office. You all see the crookery there. You all see this skullduggery there. He's minister within. So you can't see the finance minister sign over this and that. He said, I was authorized by the people, my boss at Shibnarine Chanjapal Drive. But that aside, I saw that he met with the Chinese over the weekend. You all know. We were in the Chinese New Year. Happy New Year, Randy. Incidentally, it's the year of the snake. And I know for the Chinese, the Chinese are such fascinating people. They can see all the good virtues in something, a rock, a paper, scissors. They can see all the good virtues. In the snake, they find all the virtue, strength, and this and that. Right? When you see the reptile, slithering, slimy, conniving. Here's the year of the snake. I wonder why I didn't invite Ashley. a little barrier. I wonder why they invite Ashley. But what we have noticed, our trade with China has gone down. The kind of business we used to be doing with China, it's gone down. It's gone down a little bit under these boys. Folks, you all know by now. I got a little Chinese heritage. My great grandmother was a hot girl. I can admit it. Great grandfather from Hong Kong and all that. So when I see Ashley taking up, I say, well, look, story here now. Right? These same people, they would kill you, They would cry at your funeral. Maybe the Dr. Karen come in and walked in. They would cry at your funeral. And worse than that, Lisa, they would fight your family for radiology, Randy, they'd fight your sister, fight your cousin. They know it's them poison the food. Talking about food, folks, I ate little food here at Parliament today. When you know about good cooking. You might think you can't cook, but you got Epicurean taste buds. Right? Randy's both. He's cooked. He got good taste buds, everything. I got the taste buds. When I taste this food, I says, somebody fire the cook. Come. Make it right here. Somebody fire the cook. Right? Not fire the cook as in fire the cook now. Somebody fired as in past tense. I said, what happened here? People says, Palm Court cooked today. I said, what? Like Palm Court gone to nothing now? Like Palm, look you up, increase the salary for the people in the kitchen. Let people come back on track. I know Palm Court used to make a wicked prawns fried rice. No, man just walk in. Man said, no. Palm Court used to make a wicked, I don't know what the special, the fried rice special. I taste the food today. I said, no. Stop it. I said to the people, I said, Palm Court, what it is? What is it? God damn it. But that aside, the Chinese know about cooking. The Chinese know about cooking. So shout out to the Chungs, my family who came from Hong Kong. But this thing on my mind now, I said somebody find the cook. When you're spirit clean, Manza, you pick up things. When you're spirit clean, you pick up things. The first spoon of food, Ayindi, Rahman, right? Stacy, the first spoon of food. I know the hour to find the cook. I know the spot. I know what they said to him. You pick all of that up, A lot of energy is transferred to food, A lot of vibration. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. So whatever y'all got to do is either y'all improve the salary for the people in the kitchen at Palm Court, right? Or y'all give back the people who had the contract. I don't know what is it. Food can be a hustle. You either know if you cook or you don't know if you cook. You can't get some 10-day work. You say, go in the kitchen and serve something. What the devil are you doing? Food is an art. I might can't cook like Mansi. No, sorry. Mansi could cook. Mansi, she's a bad cook. Right? She said the only reason why she won't go in the kitchen and Palm Court, they got to fire everybody because she bad like that. She bad like that. If she started cooking for Parliament, it can be a conflict of interest. That's what Shad Baki telling me now. It can't be. Arguing on stage and you argue in the kitchen too. Sure, she pick a struggle. She'll take the stage. So we're wrapping up, folks. But I noticed, as I said, when Ashley was there, our trade with China not so hot. We got to change that. I think on the next administration, we could give China some special attention. The kind of attention they need and deserve. I'm running quickly to the finish line here. I saw over the weekend too, businessman, Mr. Campbell, Terence Campbell, he says he's open to run with the opposition if we'll have him, You see, this is what I talk about. Look at God. Huh? Soon as one door closed, people assembling this parliament talking a whole certain nonsense. Here for nice. I said, which papers you always read? Oh, here for this you want to compliment. I said, look at God here. Look at God here. Huh? From little quality to better quality. Look at God here. You ask how God is what? Huh? That they heard the nonsense in the parliament. I said, Father, I ain't talked to you in a little bit. But today in this National Assembly, you heard the nonsense. I got to listen to her, this lady here. You heard the nonsense. And I'm happy that before we even know we got a need, Father knows it. Father knows it. Now Terrence run out. Terrence want to fight them, you know. I want to fight them too. So if you will have us, Terrence, we'll have you. Rock and come in. That being said, folks, rock and come in. Look at God, eh? Look at God. Man, look. Me know why some of you are worried about you. I tell you, these things are figure themselves out. Seafarers, right? Stacy and so on. I tell you, these things gonna figure themselves out. You'll be some people of faith like man to the man. You'll be people of faith like man to the man. That being said, folks, I'm hastening on here. I think I missed my cue. We did talk about some of what the Alliance for Change said. But let us go out on this. On this note, we'll use Mr. Hughes for the closer. But today, during the course of the sitting of the National Assembly, you know they really give PM bucket for fetch water. But when you find a Paku, where's your man, sir? You bossy back. I don't know how the cash grant ended up on the PM office. I don't know. This cash grant just around the place. It was with Vindia the other day, right? A cash grant that went with Vindia. Vindia want to take setup. But PM here, no way getting himself involved in. Right? You know how they said to bring some people from the Cape of Africa? They went with the boat and started playing some music. If you see them come out, they're dancing up. Next thing you know, the boat sailing. He didn't even know how we meet with him. I saw him in the National Assembly. I think he's still being questioned right now. Fluttering, this dancing. He even know. People just beat on the table. And he confused. He back at him bus. The cash grant, this 100,000 cash grant is falling under the office of the Prime Minister. He answering some questions. He clueless. You got thousands, I think 186,000 checks already cut, as they say. They got your name on it and so on. But undelivered. And these folks convince us, we can do this thing, man. Bap, 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 bap. That's how they do it. We can do this thing. Bap, 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 bap. Look how we can do it. Instantaneously. End of November. Before Christmas. After Christmas. Still waiting. But that being said, listen to some of what he said. Today, because it might guide you with your expectations, listen to some of what the Prime Minister said today, the floor of the National Assembly, on this whole cash grant issue. Take a look and take a listen as we wrap up.
In less than 2.5 months, and I hope the member can make a note when I speak here, we have paid 121,000 Guyanese their cash grant. And let us add to that, we have 300,000 checks that were cut. So do the math. We cut 300,000 checks and we already paid out 121. And this is a process that is ongoing, both the registration and the payment. And basically we are in every region of Guyana. There's a schedule out where we advertise before we go, sensitizing people. We're working with all the ministries that are doing similar payout, for example, like the old age pension, etc. So when people congregate to collect one, they can either register or collect their cash grant too. So the feedback from the people is very positive. They're receiving their money and they're very thankful to the government. They're very thankful to the government, and I'm quite certain that all the members in this house would have either registered or already collected their $100,000. You know, and it has nothing to do with Freedom House. Freedom House may just... No. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to turn and fro with any of the members, but our ministers, our members of parliament are all over the place. A perfect example of boots on the ground. They are on the ground, and they're giving us real-time feedback as to what is happening out there.
Yeah, so welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Randy C thought I finished. I'm still here. Still here, folks. That was the Prime Minister saying everything nice, everybody like we, cash run giving out and so on. Not to worry about. We got this. We already 186,000 checks behind. We got this. It's all right. It's good. Plus, they're taking another 40 billion for the next half. My suspicion is that they are deliberately delaying this so that it coincides. The most of it coincides with election. So you can't send a giving out cash grant in elections. This is last year. This thing started. Right? They said, no, look, we wanted to do this thing since last year. But it's the delays and so on. But that's how they organize it. So right into election, cash grant still sharing out. They shouldn't be doing these big projects in election year, signing big PSAs and oil agreements and so on. They shouldn't be doing it. But that being said, folks, we've gone a little over time. This is the closer. Nigel Hughes was on Rickford Burke's program last evening, conversation with Rickford Burke. And he raised this issue again with the Chancellor and Chief Justice being appointed. It is clear as day now. They tell you plainly in the National Assembly, we will appoint people, it's not them. They're just as clear as day as that. We are going to appoint people, it's not them. Yes. Hughes raised this issue on the program with Rickford Burke last evening, and this is some of what they said. The closer, folks. The closer.
I think what's common to the Chancellor, Chief Justice, and Chief Magistrate is that they're all extremely competent. I wouldn't go to their ethnicities. Neither would I go to their sex. I think they're all competent. They all deserve to be confirmed in those positions. So I wouldn't want to say that they should be confirmed because they're female or they should be confirmed.
No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm just making it clear because I'm not saying that you said that, but people tend to perhaps think that those are criteria, and they're not. These women are all very, very capable, very competent, and have repeatedly displayed a high level of competence. So that's the basis upon which we say they should be confirmed. The Chancellor should be confirmed, the Chief Justice should be confirmed, and Acting Chief Magistrate. The reality is, if you wait in the case of the Chancellor and the Chief Justice for 7 years, you allow people to act in that position. You cannot, with any sort of well, let me say acceptability, legal acceptability, say that you now want to move them. Where particularly your Attorney General is saying that, or is attacking their judgments on the basis of politics. Because if your Attorney General is attacking it on the basis of politics, then if you want to move them, it could only be for political reasons. And that is precisely the basis upon which we have the separation of powers. That's why you have a judiciary that is separate from the legislature, that is separate from the executive. And if the Attorney General, who is in the executive, attacks the judiciary on the basis that it is questioning its decisions and saying that decisions are political, then the head of the state, the head of the executive says, we don't want to confirm these people. That can only be interpreted as a political decision. Now, for the citizens as well as the investors in Guyana, when you have such a blatant indication of political bias in terms of the determination of persons for specific roles and for confirmation in specific offices, you really have a problem. Because in Guyana, unfortunately, the proximity of politics and ethnic and ethnicity is not particularly distant. So that is most unfortunate. And to have that position adopted where you're publicly saying, look, we're one Guyana, is a problem.
All right, folks, welcome back. That's going to do it for us at this end this evening. That's our time and that's our program. Thank you, folks, so much for staying with us a little into the overtime this evening. You've been a great audience. Just over 3,000 of you joined us live, and we're tremendously humbled by that. We don't know what we've done in which life for you folks that have been so loyal to us every single night. 3,000, I'm watching the numbers here. 3,000 plus of you have been on with us. And that's going to do it for us. We're going to see you guys right back here tomorrow morning show, and then we back here in the evening. Thank you so much. That's our time. That's our program. Mans is here. Randy the Unpacker is here. The other MPs are in the dome, and we're getting back there. Thank you so much, folks. We're going to see you guys on the other broadcast, on our next broadcast. Auntie Sandra, Lester, Bella, Jamal, Rastaman, Clyde, Deborah, Michelle. Good to have all of you folks on the live this evening, and all the thousands of you. Some of you all hiding because you all think ice watching who names they and so on. Latoya and Edward, Jamal, Deborah. Good to have you. Edward, Lisa, and Lester. We're going to see you guys in the next broadcast. Share the live before you go. Smash that emoji button as well. That's our time, folks. And that's our program. Stay safe.